They had fans. They had fame. They had the internet in the palm of their hands. But behind the screen, someone was watching. This is the true story of 3 YouTubers and how their lives were torn apart by obsession, violence, and tragedy. These aren't urban legends. These aren't made-up horror stories. These are real, and they could have happened to anyone. Christina Grimmie, the star who trusted her fans. Orlando, Florida, June 10th, 2016. Christina Grimmie was a rising star. She started like many others, with a voice, a webcam, and a dream. Her YouTube channel exploded with covers of pop songs, drawing millions of views. But what made Christina special wasn't just her voice, it was her kindness, her light, her connection with fans. In 2014, she appeared on The Voice, charming audiences nationwide. Christina was sweet, humble, and full of talent. She was loved. She was safe, or so she thought. On the night of June 10th, Christina performed a concert in Orlando. Afterward, like always, she stayed behind to meet her fans, hug them, thank them, take pictures. She was that kind of artist. One of those fans was Kevin James Loibel, a 27-year-old man who drove hours to see her. He didn't bring flowers or an autograph book. He brought 2 loaded handguns, a hunting knife, and a twisted obsession. At 10:30 p.m., Kevin approached her during the meet and greet. Christina, with her usual warmth, opened her arms to hug him, and then he opened fire. 3 bullets hit her. She collapsed to the floor. Her brother Marcus, who had been standing nearby, tackled Loibel, but before he could be restrained, the shooter pulled out a second gun and shot himself in the head. Christina was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. She died shortly after arrival. She was just 22 years old. There was no motive, no manifesto, no warning, only a devastated family, a shocked fan base, and an industry that would never forget her. Christina's death was a wake-up call that even in the glow of fame, darkness can creep in unnoticed. Bianca Devins, Murder in the Age of Likes, Utica, New York, July 14, 2019. Bianca Devins was just 17 years old. She was an aspiring model, a talented artist, and an active presence on social media, especially on Instagram, TikTok, and Discord. Like many young people, she used the internet to express herself, share her journey, and connect with others. That's how she met Brandon Clark, a 21-year-old man she'd been talking to online. He seemed like a nice guy. They bonded over music and gaming. Eventually, they met in real life, but Bianca saw him as a friend. Brandon saw her as something more. On the night of July 13th, they attended a concert together in New York City. Bianca posted photos of herself in a pink wig. She was smiling. Everything seemed normal. But the next morning, police were called to a gruesome scene on a suburban road in Utica. A young woman's body lay on a tarp. Her throat had been slashed. Her killer was nearby, covered in blood, live streaming to social media while threatening to kill himself. That killer was Brandon Clark. Investigators learned that after the concert, the two had argued in the car. Bianca had been texting another guy. Brandon snapped. He killed her, then took photos of her body and uploaded them to Discord, tagging her family and friends. One of the captions read, "I'm sorry, Bianca's gone." The internet exploded in horror. The graphic images of her corpse were shared across Instagram, Twitter, 4chan, even after her family begged the platforms to take them down. Brandon survived his suicide attempt and was arrested on site. In court, he pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. He was sentenced to 25 years to life. Bianca Devins had her whole life ahead of her. But in a world where social media blurs the lines between love, obsession, and violence, she became the face of a new kind of tragedy. One where the killer doesn't just destroy life, but broadcasts the destruction for views. Tunkhannock, Pennsylvania, June 8, 2017. He called himself Andrew Blaze online, but his real name was Randy Stair. He wasn't famous. His YouTube channel had a small following. Most people who stumbled across it dismissed his content as strange and edgy, but what he posted was far more dangerous than it appeared. Randy was obsessed with death, violence, and a fictional cartoon world he created in his mind. He believed he didn't belong in this reality, that by committing a mass shooting, he would transcend into a new one. He made violent animations, recorded chilling audio diaries, and left behind dozens of goodbye videos. He even created a full manifesto detailing his plan to kill his co-workers. And then he followed through. On the night of June 8th, during his shift at Weiss Market, Randy blocked the store exits with carts. He pulled out 2 shotguns and went hunting. In a matter of minutes, he murdered 3 of his co-workers, Terry Sterling, Victoria Brong, and Brian Hayes, all innocent, all caught by surprise. Then he turned the gun on himself. When police investigated his home, they found notebooks, recordings, and pre-scheduled YouTube uploads. He had planned it all for months, right in front of the internet. His content was still live online for days after the murders. No one had flagged him. No one had stopped him. He was 24, and his victims were just trying to get through their shift. Randy's case became a horrifying example of how easily online spaces can be used to radicalize and broadcast evil in real time.